Hello everyone, and here we go. The semifinals of the Steel Division League. And we have none other than Mr. Gonzo on the left side, in blue, playing a really interesting division with 26 Panther. And Inshaa on the right side, bringing in Krupa Bitsuk logo. So this is some hot stuff. Not gonna lie, this is some hot stuff. Gonzo even starting with the Stuk. Maverick versus Maverick. Bitsuk logo and all of that on Shibutzin. A map that we don't see too often. So let's go. Let's go. Hype stuff, guys. League was never this good before. Players really good and both bringing in some really nice division. So 26 with a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. Has the Beretta Strohstruppen, really strong infantry there. Has the Grille for the long ranges. Has some Panthers, which Gonzo usually doesn't use too often. Let's see if we will see any. But Panzer 3Ls, the little Stuks that also really strong. On the other side, Bitsuk logo, a lot of push power. Runs out of steam in the late game a bit, but before that is scary opponent. And yep, these guys are not playing for nothing, as by now the prize pool is up to $390.30. So big thanks for all of your support, guys. And currently there are a lot of free contribution buttons down here, where you just have to visit links. It somehow doesn't load for me right now, but at Matcherino you should be able to add up to 90 cents by just visiting websites. So if you want to support these players, just visit some websites. You don't have to click anything there. You can just close them immediately if you want to. Gaming related content though, if you are interested in new headsets or so. And you add free money to the prize pool without you paying anything. And a lot of people did it here already over the last couple of days and hours. And we now went up to $390. And also big thanks to everyone who did put in some money directly. $390 by now. So the prize pool for the first place is up to $160. Prize pool for the second place up to $80. And third place only $36. Still sizable amount, but it's obviously a difference of $50 to second place. So you want to win the semifinals here to make sure that you get that $50 step up. Yeah, Vladimir is the GOAT. But as I said, if you don't have the money around, just clicking 4 buttons adds nearly $1 to the prize pool, and you don't have to pay anything yourself. So that's great work as well, I think. If everyone would do that right now, another $30 in the prize pool. And I would be forced to play Koruk next stream. Or not quite next stream, but on a stream that I will at least play 5 hours of Koruk 559. And I will add a sub goal for every sub we play another 5 minutes longer on that stream. So, yeah. That will be a painful stream if we make it to $400. So let's go. Inshaa versus Gonzo. Semifinal is hype. Gonzo, obviously the GOAT of Steel Division 2. But Inshaa, up and comer. Last season, really strong show in Division 2. Now, really strong show in Division 1. Made it here into the semifinals. Based on a lot of aggressive play, can he do it again? Obviously, his favorite unit, the spirit unit of Inshaa, is the RM38 50mm mortar. Everyone who ever played against him in the ladder knows this man's special weapon. Down in the south, M42 also coming in. On the other side, only the M43 as a big gun, but 2 lighter Panzer 3Ls, some of the best medium tanks in the game. No Stuks so far. Griller in the north though, for holding the long ranges. And Inshaa actually, surprisingly, tries to contest the flag. Something that most people don't do too much lately anymore. But Inshaa is trying to fight for it. Pak 40 in the rear though. Stoßtruppen, Berettas and Pioneers going up the hill. Velki SVT will hold the flag up there in the north. M42 going deep. Gonzo not contesting the flag. Wise choice. I will see if this worked out for Inshaa. Has a 50 cal half track, has a BA-10 as support as well. And then has 12 SVTs, but against Stoßtruppen and Pioneers, I don't think they will do too well unless they get air support. But you get a good amount of IL-2s and co in Bitsok logo. As I said, in general, a relatively aggressive deck. Strafnikis, Strelki SVTs, all buffed units lately. All units that got buffed, giving this division a good boost compared to its previous standing. Chanos, Tanko Zesanikis, a lot of T-34s coming in as well, eventually. But for now, it's half-tracks and Tanko Zesanikis. And big boy Strafniki squadrons. Good units for sure as well. Tankos and Strelkis coming in here, but 2 Stoß Triple Berettas, a Pioneer and a Pioneer Leader, sound like a great CQC combo. This shouldn't be too easy. This shouldn't be too easy to beat out there. Meanwhile, Half-Track will try to support these Strelki CSVTs down here, but 2 Panzer 3L already on the march. Stuk holds the long path over here, shooting down the road on the other side. Strafniki, though, won't quite go into line of sight there. Will move into the south. Half-Track now will shoot down some Panzer Grenadiers, but most likely will get bullied by the Panzer 3L in return. Oh no, Inshaa already retreating slowly. Will he retreat far enough? No. Not so far. Panzer 3L's coming up. Panzer Grenadiers here getting bullied. Ooh, surprisingly late retreat here for Gonzo. Still getting shot up, but gets the first surrender on Strelki SVTs in the north. Those Triple Beretta and Pioneers here. Really powerful. I don't know if you want to push in deeper there. As Inshaa. Inshaa over here though, on the push. Strafniki and Tanko Zesanikis opening up a hole, but Grille from the rear coming in. More Stoß Triple Berettas. Really good infantry. 6 Berettas and 2 Molotovs for 20 points. Dealing a lot of damage on CQC. Strelki SVTs retreating a bit out of there. 50 cal half-track. Keeps on shooting. Keeps these units from getting surrendered. And the first Boston Bomber is out. First Boston Bomber in the north. In the center, it's still a 12-12 for both sides, as capital flags have been captured by each side. But this one here, still in Gonzo's hand. Maxim moving forward could maybe capture it. Arm 38, not having fired too many rounds just yet. Surprisingly little usage of this so far, but the T-34 is coming up, and the Arm 38 will be a threat for light hit point units like the Stoßtrupp and Beretta for sure. You have to keep the micro up here in the center now, once that one starts shooting. 14-10 for Gonzo. Strelki SVT reinforcements coming in here. Boston Bomber did a good job, but Panzerschreck will kill off the 50 cal half-track. That was really nice as support, and I don't think the units of Inshaa are fast enough. Can they pin down the Pioneers before the Pioneers get another TNT? If they... No, it seems like they're recovering too fast, and now they don't have as much stress as they should have. Engagement here a bit slow, so the Berettas and the Pioneers should be able to beat out these Strelki SVTs. Meanwhile, in the center, Focke-Wulf coming in. Strafniki being pushed back. Inshaa's classic aggression is coming in here. The Arm 38 is starting to fire, is starting to get some hits in. Panzer Grenadiers under heavy fire will get damage over there. Pioneers engaging the Tanko Zesanikis over here. Chanos versus Pioneer as well. Tanko Zesaniki falling back, whilst down in the south, the Strelki SVT will try to move in here. 12-12 going on. Strelki SVT sitting in the rear, chilling out there. Whilst Strelki SVT over here keep on moving forward. BA-10 sitting in the rear. More channels coming on as well. Also Tankos will try to move around here. Gonzo up on the 13-11. But both sides playing Maverick, so 13-11 not really relevant. It's all about the kills basically. It's all about the kills. Arm 38 would have a lot of targets here. But obviously Inshaa doesn't quite see what we see here. Doesn't have as much vision as we do. Otherwise it would be a relatively simple game. If you would have no fog of war. Fog of war, pretty important part of Eugen system games. And vision and optics of units. Arm 38's also now coming in for the south. Oof, but going the way around. Having to be really careful here. Inshaa, this is what makes fighting over this so nasty. Your pathfinding is something you have to micromanage. You are really open to enemy shots from down here. The enemy has an easy reinforcement route. Fighting over here seldom feels worthwhile early on in the game. Arm 38 trying to come in with some shots. Stravniki with 3-star veterancy versus Panzer Grenadiers with 1-star. Being decent, but the Panzer Grenadiers in better cover. Win out here. More Stravnikis moving forward. A lot of them coming in here. Arm 38 now trying to shoot up the Panzer Grenadiers. Will Gonzo's micro be on par to dodge that when it comes in? Or will he lose a good amount of models to this? Arm 38 coming in now on the north. Did make it around, but the channels over here now get beaten up. So Arm 38 is out and can be used up here. Over here, Panzer Grenadiers got beaten up really badly. Arm 38 putting out a lot of damage. Panzer Grenadiers now going down after being pinned down. Stravniki's having an easy time, obviously, with a pinned down Panzer Grenadier. Meanwhile, in the south, Channels and Stolkis versus Pioneers. BA-10s also still moving around. Panzer 3L, though, obviously outguns those quite heavily, especially since it has 10 hit points. Arm 38 here, trying its best. Pioneers getting some good damage in, though. Killing off another Stolki SVT. Arm 38 has to be careful. Whilst over here, it does once more pin down a good amount of Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer 3L is around to push the infantry back a bit with its MG. 3-star veterancy on the side of Gonzo over here now as well. Does he have a commander? No. Inshaa is one of the players that loves playing with commanders. One of the few players that really brings it out relatively regularly on the top level. And, I mean, it buffs up all his units here to 3-star veterancy at the moment, so can't say that's a bad thing. And in the Maverick versus Maverick income, you don't have to worry about being heavily outnumbered. And you maybe, in the long run, if the combat survives, you just get so much value out of the extra veterancy on all your units. So, will be interesting if this will pay off and how long it can stay alive. If maybe Gonzo can find it eventually and kill it off. But as long as you have 1 or 2 leaders being extra buffed up from the commander for a good while, they usually are worthwhile their investment by a long shot. Like all these Stravnikis and T-34s with the extra urgency here, for sure have a lot of power. So Perry Comrade down here, sadly not quite in range. Stravniki and Maxim engaging over here. Also, obviously, if you can get an AA next to it, that going up by 2 veterancy, also really powerful. And against the Focke-Wulf fighter bombers, the BF-109s, that can be helpful as well. 13-11 now for Gonzo. Keeps on the take, but under pressure in the south. A lot of infantry moving in here. Infantry trades down here for Inshaa. Quite a lot better. Arm 38 hasn't fired for a while. The one in the north had to fall back, but did survive. Infantry fight here for Gonzo. Working out. Jibuzin once more being a classic map, going as expected. You shouldn't go for this point as red. Like, just so tough. So much investment here into this, and it's not paying off at all. Rather invest more into the south. You kind of need to hold around this position and around these positions, but giving up this flag and then maybe fighting a bit around this flag usually feels like the better way of doing about things. Going about. And then BF-109 comes in here. Guerrilla, though, brutal. Really great position here for the Guerrilla. Stravniki's getting decimated. And Inshaa under heavy pressure in the center. 37mm coming up. Arm 38's shooting up as well. Panzer Grenadier under fire. Panzer 3L getting hit up as well. Arm 38 with some good damage here. North, though, is in trouble. In the south, we have a Nashorn. Su-88 is on the battlefield. We have a Stuk M43 on the other side. So 2 big boys sitting in front of each other. 2 paper tigers that can hit each other hard. But the armor is basically non-existent on either side. Actually, the Stuk has slightly more armor, but it also has less penetration, so no bouncing is not an option there. T-34, 76 moving forward. If anything, over-penetration would happen, but that's not modeled in this game. The penetration is a penetration. T-34 76 hitting the Panzer Grenadier here. At least it's not directly modeled. It's meanwhile Guerrilla shooting up onto the T-34 76 over here. Will kill it eventually. You can't stand in the Guerrilla's fire for forever. Yes, it doesn't look like it's doing too much, but it will chip away on your hit points quite regularly. And this T-34 by now has lost a couple of hit points. Would be now a one-shot for something like a Panzer 3L or something like a Panzer 4. So that already is helpful. And 4 or 5 shots usually kill a T-34 as well. So you have to be careful there. Meanwhile, on the other side, another big boy comes in as well. Or like medium-sized boy with a big gun. Su-122. Interesting unit. Not in too many divisions out there, but a really nice unit usually. The heat shell also helpful. Not quite as OP as it once was, as the heat shell by now only has 1500 meter range. Back in the day, with 2000 meter range, it was a really strong beast that got used way too seldom for its power level. By now, with 1500 meter range, it's a bit harder to use, but the HE value still is great as well on the 2000 meter range. ARM-38s here, trying to be helpful. In the north, also one being set up. But Gonzo is the one on the 1410 right now. Keeps the tick on to Inshaa whilst we have arrived in B phase. So both sides now on a heavy income. Both sides getting a lot of points here. And we'll see where this leads to. Focke-Wulf fighter bomber being pushed back. Grease divergency 37mm now, thanks to the combat. So that's a lot of power, but also kind of reveals to Gonzo where the combat must be. Tracks broken on the T-34. Leader out of position. T-34 not on 3-star veterancy. Will get a shot back onto the Panzer 3L maybe though. Or is it not in range? Combat could move up here. Give this 3-star veterancy. Not quite sure what the plan is there. Shavniki coming in the rear again. Down in the south, the infantry push of Inshaa has been pushed back. Gonzo has reinforced with a good amount of infantry himself. 5 infantry squadrons around here now, with a leader, with a Panzer 3L as well. Getting this up to quite high levels of veterancy too. Guerrilla in the south, holding the long range as well. Lots of guerrillas, now a Hummel as well. Going for kills on the 37mm. And Inshaa will have to start keeping this moving. Whilst the Su-122 maybe could take the fight with the Guerrilla. Guerrilla itself also dying relatively quickly to HE rounds, as it has not a lot of frontal armor, it has open top and so on, so it takes a lot of damage for high explosions around it as well. Chernos meanwhile getting killed off by the Stuk, now in a spot where it can fire down to this road junction. And this is quite brutal. Issue with this unit, it has only 15 shells, 10 AP, 5 HE, so you have to be careful that you don't run out of rounds too quickly. Whilst Inshaa is still down on an 11-13, still getting ticked down here. Okay, 37mm now started walking, and you have to keep this walking for basically the rest of the game now to stay away from the Hummel's nastiness. Smoke stays up here. Supply truck on the way. Would be really bad if that would just get sniped here, but doesn't seem to be the way. ARM-38 keeps smokes in front of the T-34. Good job there. Not sure if this was really worthwhile for a T-34 bringing in the supply truck, as it's kind of easier to just replace the T-34, as this one is a damaged one anyways, and you don't get the full hit points back like you do in 1-0. Meanwhile, northern section, Inshaa once more trying a counterattack, but there are just so many pioneers here. There's 4 pioneers, 2 Panzer Grenadiers, and behind that a Hummel, MG42 and co. So getting in there seems to be really rough. Inshaa once more having the problem with the reinforcement road here. Tiger is up, so we have a big boy tank on the side of Inshaa there. But Gonzo is bringing in more artillery though. Another Wolf Ramen coming up here. And that's the problem with Inshaa. He's not playing a lot. Like, Arm 38 is the biggest artillery you usually get with Inshaa. And if he gets bugged down like this, then Gonzo could have an easy time here. ZSU M15s firing up into the sky, trying to get the Fokker Wolves off here. Whilst the Z1007 comes around here, dropping its bombs. ZSU M15 hitting it up, getting a lot of hits on target. But will it get the kill? Is it focus firing? Yes, it is focus firing. Inshaa, a man of honor and culture, and gets the kill. That's how you play AA, guys. Don't complain about AA not working. That's it. Single ZSU just killed off a heavy bomber. Just have to keep the focus fire on target. And that made this not worthwhile for Gonzo. Killed off an infantry unit, yeah. An infantry leader. But still, losing a heavy bomber like that, already pretty good start there for the M15 for Inshaa. 14-10 for Gonzo continues. Arm 38 is around here now though, getting reloaded. Stravnicki coming up. And Arm 38's doing their job pretty well. One Gorilla has died here, but a lot of units in the south now. Wolf Ramen also coming in for the section over here. Inshaa has to be careful, not sure if he sees it flying. Okay, now disengaging with the units. Stravnicki's and Arm 38s don't get microed, but the T-34 might be far enough away now to not die to this. Stravnicki also might survive it, they're just so chunky. Ooh, this is interesting. Stravnicki's get the surrender. OB-25 shooting up things here. Stravnicki will survive. Other infantry unit did die though, whilst the 12-12 is still on. Famo on the side of Gonzo. First Panther coming out as well, as we are starting to run out of B-phase. And with us running out of B-phase, these two players will run out of income soon, as the drop-off will be heavy. And I'm not quite sure who is ahead on the battlefield right now. I would lean towards Gonzo though, as all the tanks in the south have been killed off by now as well. All the BA-10s, all the T-34s. The couple of T-34s that have been brought around here. Gonzo has more armored support. And I don't think Inshaa has a massive air fleet or so either. But in the center, I like his position. I like his Arm 38 Micro 4 here. I think that is pretty great. And it could still go quite far, though the Wolf Ramen and co are pretty nasty. I still like the commander. Leader is up here again now. So 3-star veterancy is around. Maybe one or two more leaders in the center could be great. I'm not sure if he has them around. And Ryu Shadow, also great investment here. Can be interesting. Can maybe get a kill on the farm or Wolf Ramen or so. Or Hummel. Well, let's see where the first barrage will land. Yeah, trying to hit the Famo. And you always kind of want to aim behind the enemy often, as the usual reaction to rockets coming in for enemies, as I think you aim that center, is falling back. And that often leads to them running perfectly in if you just aim slightly behind them. But this Famo already was out of the circle completely at the end here. So, maybe not quite working out this time. Ah? Yeah, Gonzo doesn't even have to react. Luck 38 goes down, but obviously that was not the prime target. And yeah, Gonzo now just needs to move forward. A bit unlucky there for Inshaa, that the Farmer was already perfectly out of the cycle when the rocket started flying. But otherwise, I always would recommend aiming slightly behind. Usual reaction of people is trying to revert out, because moving forward moves you too close to the front line often. And so, yeah, people try to run away to the rear. And that often, if you aim perfectly, just means that they run into your center. Meanwhile, Panzer 3L gets the T-34-76 killed off. 15-9 for Gonzo now. Su-88 is trying to get a better position, but Gonzo has a lot of combined arms around here. Hummel also doing a good job. Grillis in amazing positions, doing a lot of damage, and I think Gonzo did a right pick against his opponent here. Like, just going for the longer, slightly grindier game, not taking anything that could be out microed easily. Just a good combined arms setup, playing defensively, and trading a combined arms that is just next to impossible to overcome with solid micro. And that is what we start to get here. Amo trying to hit the A20 Boston in the south, not really doing much, but neither did the Boston. Not hitting much either. But Stravnicki's come in, but on the other side, the Griller and the Martyrs roll forward. And Inshaa is a bit in trouble. 14-10 for Gonzo here. Inshaa has to be careful. Stravnicki being pushed back as well. Over here, big guns flying in. Will try to hit around. Not quite getting the damage they need though. Both Ramen coming in again. Stravnicki will lose this flag, and that might be a 59. Both flags in the north have fallen. Gonzo has retaken the flags in the south. And Inshaa is under pressure. Can Inshaa make it stop? Has a lot of big boys around. Has now some Su-76s as well. His AA is dodging well against the enemy Hummel shots. Could maybe use more air here. But obviously investing into air at this stage in the game is not easy. Like 1 or 2 more Boston bombers could devastate the center. So I'm not sure if winning the center actually is enough either at the moment. Like obviously it would be great, but you still need to win one of the flanks here, I think. To keep it up, or at least stabilize one of the flanks. Which can be done. A lot of big tanks and so on around. And this Su-122 here helping out well as well. Killing off the Panzer Grenadier there. Su-88, Su-122, and so on. All great tools. Tiger in the north still alive as well. But there's a Panther on the other side. There's Martyrs. There's a lot of Grillers. There's some Panzer IVs. So there's a good formation here against any armored vehicles on the side of Gonzo for sure. Infantry-wise, Inshaa most likely has the slightly better deck after finishing off those two Beretta from the beginning. Like the Stravnicki and the Strelki SVTs just are more numerous and they are really good infantry on the baseline. Cis-3 here in a good spot. Can it get the finishing kill onto the Stuk? Yes, it gets it now. That's helpful. 1 2000 meter tool less on the side of Gonzo. Yak-1B not quite in time though to do something about the Focke-Wulf. The ZSU M15 tries to do the job, will put in a decent amount of damage, but will not get the kill there. Meanwhile, Stravnicki over here can be quite nasty. ZSU has to be careful. Stravnicki and M42 can deal with the Martyr if they can find it. Martyr is going really deep here though. Stravnicki holding the line. I'm not quite sure what the business of the Martyr is here. Is it to go hunt down the Andreyusha? Stravnicki out of place here. Vajvetke out of place as well. Ooh. That Martyr could be dangerous. Andreyusha not running right now. Andreyusha maybe should get up here. Stravnicki now repositioning a bit. Yes, Andreyusha now running up here. Vajvetka needs to move in this direction. ZSU needs to get away as well. I would have... it's hard to disengage. Yeah, they are a bit caught out here. Stravnicki will fire up onto the Pioneers. Su-122 will help out as well. Vajvetka on the way. Candy and the Martyr on the other side looking as well. Can they get out of here alive? Vajvetka have to keep moving. Ooh, Vajvetka in the rear here also getting killed off. Martyr keeps on moving in. OB-25 not in the spot to really deal with this. And the Martyr keeps on moving forward. Martyr from the other side comes in as well. OB-25 not in the spot. Su-188 gets penetrated, gets the kill at the Martyr at least though. So these units here can disengage on into the other direction now. Get away from this Martyr. Which is now lighting up the Saperi. 59 for Gonzo though. As these flags have fallen. Flags in the north have fallen as well. Yak-1B gets an air kill at least. But the center still not really in the hand of Inshaa either. Arm 38s will try to help out once more. SU 122, 50/9 here. In problem. Get killed off at least. Only one tank remaining. And no Panzer Shreks around. Only a couple of Panzer Fausts. But not enough infantry to really zone in front of the T-34s. So that's a problem. Boston Bomber in the north. Being quite effective. A lot of infantry stacked in here, so good amount of targets. Whilst Gonzo is up on the 1311 again. 26 minutes played. This game, I would expect, will get close to the 50-minute mark. Both sides start to run out of stuff. Inshaa, with the sneaky sneak here. Did he get any kills already? I mean, already shot one bazooka shell. I'm not quite sure on what. Stuk M43 coming in here. Wolf Ramen. Trying to come in with the kill. Down here in the south. Under Yushan set his use though. Did disengage in time. Rajvetka got the kill onto the 20mm. And the Wolf Ramen not accurate enough to hit the Rajvetka. So ineffective Wolf Ramen shot there. And Vyusha is back in business. Still has to be fully reloaded though. The whole movement part did interrupt the latest reload. SU-122 did move over here. Off-map coming in now. Inshaa now using the off-map. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers could be pretty brutal in the north though. What are the targets? Okay, one is going for its SIS-3 in the rear. The other one lost its target as the other SIS-2 already got killed off. Yak-1B is on the hunt. No AAPs around here. Yak-1B though is a good fighter. If you micro it correctly, it usually can deal a lot of damage. Combat is around as well. 3-star veterancy on these AA pieces, but they split their fire. Yak-1B has to be careful. Well, fall back here, but can't chase as the 20mm would otherwise kill it. Has to go home. Flies into the Famo, but Famo on this range shouldn't be as effective. One Focke-Wulf bomber got through, got another SIS-3. 10-14 here for Inshaa. Panzer 3 in the south. Sorry. Moving around. ZSU trying to disengage. SU coming from the front. But it doesn't deal 10 damage, does it? No. And it misses. And it's so low that it will get one-shotted here. Rajvetka on the way. But Panzer 3L just wants to go deep here. Just wants to go deep. ZSU has to be careful. Rajvetka. No, they miss! 80% chance and they miss. Oh my god, this is unlucky. This is unfortunate. 80% plus veterancy and they miss. Like, with veterancy they're up to 90% accuracy there, I think. Or nearly 90%. 88% or so. So, oh my god, that is unfortunate. Off-map vehicle at least doesn't get randomly sniped by the Hummel, but it seems like it got close there. Now is moving to the north. Damage around here, pretty decent. AA pieces still around. Losing the AA defense in the south though is quite big. And Gonzo is still up on the 16-8. Still keeps the pressure up all around the map. And is slowly but surely, or not so slowly anymore, making Inshaa bleed out here. With the 16-8. Inshaa needs some ground. Still investing heavily into the north. Yeah, this is just such a tough battle up there. Just such a tough battle. I like the bombing runs there. I don't like the rest of the investment up there. I think you should rather play to win here. And then win the center. And kind of give up the north on this map. Djibouti though a really hard map to play. And also with a bit of asymmetry in its design. I would say blue is a bit favored, but I don't think it's that bad as red usually get the flag in the south relatively easily in compensation for losing the one in the north. But yeah, it's interesting. So obviously this not being part of the map is a bit painful. Eugen. 59 for Gonzo. 2 minutes 42. Can Inshaa come back somehow? T-34 moving up. Lost all his T-34s in the middle. That's quite brutal. I think the Famo helped out a bit as well. Andriyusha is now aiming into the center. Off map, not being used yet. And you don't have much time here. The off map is weird. Why did it came in so late? What is it doing right now? Only 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here. Wolframen not hitting anywhere where it's really of importance. Does the Andrewsha do differently? Not the greatest hit there. The Andrewsha only firing 1 rocket. That one wasn't a hit. But only 1 minute 52. Inshaa needs ground. Off map now, slowly moving forward. But that's not good enough, is it? Especially as even if he would come back now, he would have to take off all of Gonzo's hit points basically in 18 minutes. I don't quite see that happening. I would like to see him stabilizing, but a couple more flags to take. Takes 1 flag back for a bit. STKFZ move forward though. T34 have to come in. 59 is on again. And the Andrewsha doesn't do much here. 38's out of rounds. Nikki and T34 not moving forward yet. Off map coming in, but not a lot of time remaining. Okay, STKFZ's down here, get killed. Another big push over here though. SU not quite in position to hit that. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Kinda need all the flags you can get right now. SU122 for the north as well. SU17 not firing. SU122 over here. Not quite being good enough either. Black in the south will be hard to take as well. And it seems like Gonzo once more will do a big step towards a semifinal. In a semifinal towards the finals of a Steel Division League. Most likely will go up 1-0 in this game. It's hard to see anything here happening in the last 25 seconds. I mean, the off map will hit. But then you just get a couple more extra seconds maybe if you capture this flag here. Which might not even get captured. 15 seconds, yeah. 10 seconds means 20 seconds on, yeah, 23 seconds. Which other flag is there to get? I mean, the Panzergrenadiers won't fall this quickly. They will fall to the Strofnikis most likely. But not that quickly. 13 seconds. Black up in the north, not falling. GGVP here. Game number 1. Should be over. 14-10 for Gonzo. Well played. Well played. So, nice. Good one between the players. Good KD. Really good game number 1 from both sides, I would say. Arm 38s and so on. But just Gonzo's combined arm always having that slight inch more proficiency. Like something like the Wolframen or the Hummel, that one little artillery piece that just keeps on knocking on the enemy's door. That always feels like he has a slight edge in there. He somehow always gets that fit in. And Inshaa's combined arms was just at one slight level too low, which allowed Gonzo to keep the zones open. Like, KD-wise here, we see Inshaa is ahead. Though I think a couple of these kills were on air kills that were not as important on the front line, as both sides invested similarly amounts in air. So they would have maybe come in a longer game, but Inshaa wasn't quite getting there because Gonzo really good at playing the map here. Really good at zoning out, and I feel like Inshaa really shouldn't have played the north this hard. Playing the north this hard kind of always feels like a mistake on this map. Yes, it's kind of frustrating that you can't get that flag, but as I said, you get compensated with a flag down below in the south. I'm not that surprised. I mean, he got quite a couple of good kills. I mean, that he's up is, but that he was really even. I mean, and 17 points is not that much. I think that was visible. Like, both sides had a lot on the battlefield here. So, yeah, they are even fighters. I still stand by my words from yesterday. Like, I think Inshaa has a shot on winning this whole tournament. And also still this game. Though, obviously, now he is with his back to the wall. Gonzo is up 1-0. Inshaa needs to win the next 2. But that's also only still 2 games. It's a best of 3. And yeah, Gonzo showing that he is stable as always. No weaknesses really shown in that play. and had a pretty good combined arms all across the board. The Grillers did amazingly. If we go to the kills and losses, Stravnicki's here, doing well. Infantry-wise, Inshaa, the SU-122, doing great as well. Gonzo, obviously, I think the KD went up for Inshaa in the last couple of minutes as well, as Gonzo just wanted to keep the 59 up. So he suicided a bit in there. Before that, I think Gonzo was slightly up. As, for example, the Stuk paid off pretty well. Panzer 3L in the south. BA-10s in this matchup feel weird. Like, everything else on the other side basically has 10 hit points. Well, no, there's some 250/9s, I guess. Against those, this is pretty nice. But, like, all the other things have 10 hit points. And one-shot you. So the BA-10 feels hard to play there. Not quite sure if this unit is worthwhile bringing there. So I guess it's not that much of an investment slot-wise. But yeah, Focke-Wulf getting its value back as well, as didn't quite have the availability in the north to get AA there. AA was only focused in the center. And in the south, with that unlucky M15 that got killed by the Panzer 3L after the bazooka did miss. Still quite unfortunate there for Inshaa. I don't think it was game-changing, as Gonzo didn't really fly any more bombing attacks in the south afterwards, and so on, and the M15 doesn't really help you holding the flag too easily, but still, for sure, an unfortunate death there. I think the Yak 1 did decently. Yeah, the Yak 1 did got 2 planes for Inshaa, and then the ZSU did get the bomber there, so yep, good kills, but not quite good enough on the map control. And Gonzo, as always, if you give him an opening like that, if you give him 3 flags that he can just take, then he will take those 3 flags. He will find a way how to, and give you down onto the 915. And you have to work really hard to stop him. And Inshaa, not quite up to this in game number 1. But I'm optimistic that he will still give us a really amazing game number 2, and hopefully in game number 3. We will see how it goes.